this lady legit has like these five, not even five, no, seven men. She has seven men. Hello everyone, my name is Clumsy and welcome to my channel. I like to talk about otaku content that's stereotypically geared towards women, but honestly anyone can enjoy. And I know I have been gone, this is like for like a month actually. I have been gone from YouTube for like a month. I've been focusing on school. I do not do YouTube full time, nor do I plan to basically start a career in YouTube. This is something I do for fun. So I was like focusing on my school and academics. We're not gonna be talking about those exams anymore. Those are in the past. We're gonna look towards the future. And now that I am back, I hope that I can make more content. Hopefully weekly I can post a video. I have some exciting plans for the channel, something a little bit different, but still within the context of like my little niche of otaku content, stereotypically geared towards women. So I hope you look forward to that. I also want to thank everyone who's just supporting me while I was gone, the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content and I hope to continue, producing more and just give you guys stuff to enjoy. Now, I'm not sure what I've titled this video, but basically I'm going to be talking about men of the harem, right? So I already talked about Alphatar. Alphatar had the first video on my channel, the Remarried Empress video, and yes, you can go check that out. It's so badly edited. It was really recorded really badly. I've actually worked to improve my recording situation. Hopefully it's clear. I don't know. I'm gonna try. We're sidetracking. I'm gonna be talking about Men of the Harem. If you don't know Men of the Harem, it is one of the other like big top romance webtoons on like the official webtoon app. It's by Alphatart, who is also the creator of Remarried Empress. So I'm gonna go straight to the point because I had no idea where I should probably give my message and why I feel uncomfortable reading Men of the Harem. The main reason I feel uncomfortable while reading Men of the Harem is simply because I am not used to seeing male characters, and not just random male characters. These are people who have like they're the heirs of their own specific households, and little like they have their own, basically they're set for life. They've been raised to be like the head of the household, macho masculine men, but not like we'll get into that. Throw themselves at our dear heroine Latil. I'm not against it. It's just something that's new to me, and every time I'm like, okay, this is happening now, but we'll go into the details of that later on in the video. Okay, so before I start talking about Men of the Harem and why I feel this certain way, I want to first talk about what it's about. Men of the Harem is about a princess named Latil, or specifically, and I have her name, Latrassil Valentine Terium. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I think it's Terium. Terium? Why did I write it like that? Now I can't even tell if I spelt it right. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Basically, she is in love with this prince from another kingdom named, in the official webtoon translation, it's now called Hyacinth. And where I come from, hyacinth is like a weed in Lake Victoria that's causing a lot of trouble to the dam, and so people have to harvest it and change it to chicken feed. But whatever, his name is Hyacinth, and they have been lovers for a few years until his brother basically overthrows the throne, his father tries to take over his kingdom. I believe that's what happened. So he goes back, fights a war, and ends up defeating, but he hasn't like secured his position on the throne. So he ends up marrying some other high noble lady, Lady Annie, and this breaks Latrassil's heart. Oh, let me just call her Latil because that's also her nickname, Latil. It breaks Latil's heart because she expected that he would come back for her, and he didn't. So basically after that happens and Latil is like hurt by this, her brother's name is Rain. Okay, Rain? Yes, I think Rain, whatever, steps down. He was first in line for the throne. So basically the father decides that she should be the next emperor. Except while she's preparing to become an emperor, her father is assassinated and her half-brother tries to take over the throne. There's a war that breaks out, yada dee da da. I'll let you read into those details. She becomes the emperor. So now when Attila becomes the emperor, they're like, we want you to have kids and blah blah blah, because of course they want her to have kids, because they're like, this female leader, she's just like a soft woman, she should just have kids and the next and let the boy, that's what I see in my mind. Maybe they will, even if it was a male, they probably expect him to get married, because they always tend to do that. But like, to me, it's like, let's just hurry up and get a man in there. That's what my brain understands. Either way, they say that she needs to get married and get an emperor and have kids and consummate the blah blah blah. And she's like, okay, I will have 5 consorts. 5 consorts. Now consorts are like official partners, but they're not, I believe, like the official, like the spouse, but they're like spouses. And then she's like, I'll take 5. They're like, no female rulers ever had consorts, multiple consorts. I'm like, what are you talking about? I am the emperor. Notice how she's referred to as an emperor, not an empress. She is the biggie woman. She is in charge. So because of that, she's like, I should have a right to have as many consorts as I want. So she chooses 5. And of course they're like, what? But then they realize that this gives them more opportunity to have like the emperor be their daughter-in-law. So they start sending in these like perspective. There's like, who seems to be the obvious favorite is a man named Ranamun. We'll talk about Ranamun later. We have Calvin. I'm gonna say Klein because of Calvin Klein. Or is it Calvin Klein? It's either Klein or Klein. Someone can tell me in the comments. Who is the half brother of Hyacinth, the prince who dumped her. We also have, where are these other young men? What are their names? So we have Gesta. Gesta is like a childhood friend of hers. I also have something to say about Gesta. We have Tasir, who is like the head merchant of like the commerce, like a very wealthy merchant's son. And then we have Carlane, who is like the head of the mercenaries. If you're on Fast Pass, you know what I'm gonna say about Carlane, because right now, like, okay. So she has him. Oh, wait. Everyone's forgot my favorite guy, Sonat. Knight Sir Sonat, who's like her childhood friend as well, but he's like a knight and who like always liked her, but he's been heavily friend zoned. My poor guy. He's been heavily friend zoned. We'll get into that. Okay. So now that I have gone and explained what Men of the Harem is about, I can go more into detail about the discomfort I sometimes feel. And this is fast pass for some of y'all. I think this is a fast pass for some of y'all. It's mainly when she it's mainly when she interacts with her consorts. So for the first night, she decides to go with Ranamun. Now Ranamun first thought he would be like first night to be like the main consort. His father was like, yes, because apparently he's like the most handsome, beautifulest man in the old lands, Cinderella Batman, or Belle Batman. I can't remember who it was. Okay, so basically, like, the mother was like, our son's so handsome. Well, Ranamun's mother's like, our son's so handsome, and you're also like one of the most like high-ranking like nobles. Of course, she's gonna pick him, but she doesn't. She picks 5 consorts, and Ranamun's mad about that. So he goes to his father. I want y'all to think about this. If y'all have brothers, your eldest brother, let's say your eldest brother, y'all know how the masculinity of men, misogyny of men, being the head of the household, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And he goes to your dad and he's like, Father, I would like to learn the ways of seduction so that I can win the favor of this lady and basically become a consort. Now, so Ranamun's father basically explains a consort doesn't do anything but entertain the queen. I mean the emperor. The emperor. So basically all these high-ranking men are just going to become house husbands. I want you guys to, if you can, just call your dad up and be like, hello. And just ask, like, if you have a brother in your house, probably makes things easier. Just call and ask, do you think brother's name here would make a good house husband? And your father would be like, you doubt they would even let them. So it's kind of refreshing. And like, I was like, that's kind of like weird. It's weird. That's where like the discomfort comes from, how like unusual this is. But I'm not against it. Thank you to supportive dads who are like, okay, I will get you these books to do this. And he's even like so confused. He's like, okay, let me just do this. Maybe because like, okay, he could become the consort and it gives him power, but it's so weird. And afterwards, so Ranamund meets Klein. I'm just calling him Klein. I think it's Klein. You know who I'm talking about. Ranamund meets Klein and they start going catty at each other. Like, usually you'll see this stereotypically with women. I won't even get into that mess and drama there, but to see men go catty at each other about a woman who is, I know she's the emperor, but like, you're just like a pretty face. All you have is your nationality, and you're like, what? Are they this? It's so petty. These are men being petty, and it's so funny, and like it's just so interesting. And I feel like that's like the charm you feel when you read Men of the Harem, and that's why I believe it's being taken so well. So they're basically being catty with each other because they're like competitors for the emperor's affection. So if you're on the fast pass, you know that Carlane was the second person. Well, second, third. Basically, Latil goes to meet Carlane, and Carlane, it was so weird. It was just weird, but it was so. I was just like, maybe because Carlane keeps like, hello. Like, I can't even say it without cringing. Because like, keeps calling her master, and it's so weird. This is the head of the mercenaries. Like, you don't expect, like, it's just, I guess the irony of the thing, because you think he'd be like tough macho man because he's the head of the mercenaries. He's like, hello master, and you're like. And the funny thing is, you can see Latil is uncomfortable by it too. If this was a male, y'all can go to your usual manga site, put in Harem, and you can look at all the male leads, and they would love this stuff. It's probably because the literature we have been reading has been so male dominated that when it shifts the focus to females, we're like, this is unusual. Like, there's that initial like knee-jerk reaction to like, this is not what I'm used to, but it's not bad. It's entertaining to see, but it's also kind of like weird at the same time. I hope I make sense. You guys can be more clear about this, or give me your thoughts on what I feel or how you guys feel about it in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So yeah, Latil's uncomfortable by Carlane keep calling her master, and it's kind of funny because it's, can y'all picture someone like Dwayne Johnson no, I'll let you guys finish what I was gonna say. Just picture Dwayne Johnson doing something like that. This is weird, but we're just gonna move past that. Okay, with that aside, I'm just going to just throw in some my little opinions or conclusions on Men of the Harem. I knew I was going to enjoy this. I knew I'm going to be fast paced for this crew, and I am just constantly like, oof, this is really good. What I really appreciate about Men of the Harem is the fact that Lady Annie, who married Hyacinth, she's almost a rival, but kind of not, is a rival to Latil. But when she comes to her and says, I do not want to let Hyacinth divorce me, because I was hurt to hear that, and I believe it would hurt him even more if I stopped him from getting with you. So basically she says, I'm going to be your enemy in this. I'm not going to let him get what he wants. But she does it in a way that's not really disrespectful of Latil, but it's more like, I want you to see that I am a lady of the same footing as you. I have my pride. I have, like, basically every character has their own complexity of life. Because as we find out later on in the story, that she was actually engaged to somebody, and she had somebody she actually loved, and now she was forced to marry Hyacinth. But she's like, I'm not gonna let him divorce me, because like she has more to lose out of that. Why should she step aside? And that is what's really cool about her. That, and she also gave Latil wine at the end that says, I know we're gonna probably be at hard odd ends with each other, but like it's nothing personal. Here's some wine. Yes, let the men be catty and let the women be just fine, you know? We can't all be like Hyacinth, who gets upset after Latil sends him 2 consorts and he refuses to send one. But that's, you know, that's all I gotta say. Now, we're probably gonna guess who I think, probably gonna wonder, who do I think Latil is gonna choose in the end? At this point, I am not 100% sure. A lot of times I want to see, like, if it was like a manga or whatever, if it's like a regular like manga, you know for sure that probably Ranamon, because Ranamon is like the most obvious one, and then Sonat is probably going to be friend zone. But you like to think that, because we'd like to see if Alphatar decides to go more unique with her storyline and see if she wants to make it less obvious. I would like to hope. I'm not 100% confident. We're still very new into the story. She hasn't even had enough time to like interact with all the consorts yet. But I'm just saying, if they wanted to shock us, she would end up with Gesta. Yes. If Alphatar wanted to just confuse us to the max, she'd end up with Gesta. I doubt Gesta has a chance. I saw a comment saying that he might be some weird psychopath child, and I like, don't let him be a weird psychopath child, but you know, let me not throw some dirt right there. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in more, I have like a lot of more Webtoons related content on the channel. Please give it a check, and if you want to continue seeing videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be trying to update at least every week. Okay, bye.